Street racing and video games have sparked a global struggle for vehicular coolness, all of it centering on the homologated, half-pint rally car. Until last year, America remained aloof behind a wall of prickly crash and emissions laws. Then Subaru lobbed one over in the form of its multi-talented 227 HP WRX sedan and wagon. The response by Mitsubishi is, to borrow a diplomat's phrase, disproportional. Meet the new 271 HP Mitsubishi Lancer Evolution for America, or the Evolution 8 if you already speak Evo lingo or have been following the breathless reports out of Japan. The Evo offers feline reflexes, hammerhead power, and more urbane polish than this genre of super-boosted weed whackers is known for. Thanks to Uncle Sam's hard-nosed standards, the 7 previous versions of Mitsubishi's souped-up Lancer, aka the Mirage, which began in 1992, were not sold here. Mitsubishi has built an Evo that crashes softer and stinks less. The first of 6,500 Evos to be imported this year should be arriving about the time you're reading this in February, priced at about $29,500 for openers. Hard numbers were still being firmed up at press time. For now, sedans only. The options are a sunroof and a rear wing that is smaller and cheaper than the handmade carbon fiber helicopter blade pictured here. There is only one transmission, a 5-speed manual. If dealers demand it, the Evolution GDA model, with its button-shifted 5-speed automatic but 31 fewer horses, might come stateside in 2004. The Evo represents a substantial price stretch from the base $24,720 Subaru Impreza WRX sedan. Mitsubishi figures the extra beans under its Evo's hood, plus some swank styling and interior gloss, earn your additional dough. Here are the facts. You decide. An Evolution body shell is just a humdrum Lancer until workers at Mitsubishi's Mizu's him a factory weld in the numerous steel body stiffeners. They include a V-brace behind the back bench, thus, no folding rear seats, extra gussets in the windshield base, door pillars, and trunk, additional spot welds on the strut towers and rear suspension attachment points, and a tubular front strut tower brace that is tied into the cowl at a reinforced bracket. The extra material doubles the Evo's torsional rigidity to stem twisting and reduces body flexing by 65% over the base Lancer, Mitsubishi says. A Viagra the size of a hockey puck couldn't make this car any stiffer. To offset the weight of the extra steel, Mitsubishi stamps the Evo's hood and front fenders in aluminum. Bulging wheel houses, gaping mesh-covered ducts, xenon headlights, and clear tail light lenses distinguish Evos from the lanky Lancer. Cartoon wing notwithstanding, this Evo looks more sophisticated than the Evo 6, with its tacked-on plastic, that we tested in May 2000. Seamless balanced shafted power can be expected from the engine, a turbocharged and intercooled DOHC 16-valve 2.0-liter 4G63. A cast-iron codger, remember the first Eclipse Turbo, it returns to America after a 4-year absence with a revamped aluminum head, sodium-filled valves, and 8.8:1 compression. Previous Evos were known for surreptitiously surpassing the Japanese industry's self-imposed horsepower cap of 276. But Mitsubishi asserts that every 5-speed Evo for America will make 271 horsepower and 273 pound-feet of torque, no more, no less. The Evo 7's titanium turbo has been replaced with a cast-iron unit recycling wasted heat into 19 psi of peak boost. A nickel-chromium compressor fitted to a doubled-up set of exhaust impellers called a twin scroll offers hair trigger spooling and reduced turbo lag. Like Evos of yore, the air-to-air intercooler up front is plumbed with a cockpit-controllable water sprayer. It boosts cooling efficiency under low-speed, high-load situations. Think autocross. Struts hold up the Evo's nose and 60% of its 3,250 pounds. Links and control arms cast in aluminum locate the rear wheels. They receive their power via a 50/50 torque splitting center differential with a viscous coupling for slip control. The front differential is open, the rear a limited slipper with mechanical friction plates. Japan's much fancier active yaw control system with helical front, electronic center, and hydraulic rear differentials got scotched for America to hold down prices and to fit a larger, 14-gallon fuel tank. The Evo's cockpit opens for business with heavily bolstered cloth Recaro buckets, especially upsized for a populace possibly enlarged by KFC. Polished spokes support a thick Momo wheel, and a large tachometer is in the center saucer. The shifter stands tall but moves tightly and accurately. The standard rear window wiper is a necessity in gridlock Tokyo and counts as bonus Japanese home market kitsch here. Showing unusual fatalism, Mitsubishi unleashed a pack of slavering journalists on 3 Evo 8 examples at a club track in Pattaya, Thailand. The exotic, steamy venue 2 hours outside Bangkok was selected for its convenience to the Tokyo home office. In the pit, the engine puttered quietly at idle, thanks to a pneumatic flap in the muffler. Acceleration happens without any huge urgency until about 3,500 RPM, when the supersonic blast to the red line begins. The transition to the big boost is gratifyingly smooth, the curve less kinked than it should be with this much pressure on tap. Mitsubishi thinks 60 miles per hour is attainable in 5 seconds flat. The Evo 6 with 276 horsepower we tested in 2000 managed 5.1 and was 300 pounds lighter, and a WRX is good for 5.8 seconds. We expect something in between for the American Evo. The car plows through hairpins in fine company with other nose-heavy all-wheel drivers. Relax the throttle or brush the brakes, and the car hastens smoothly into light oversteer. The rear end wants to help, salvaging overcooked corners and steering you away from curbs. It stays behind you, even when the Brembo 4-piston front and 2-piston rear calipers are biting savagely. The Momo feels light to the hands but quick, with cornering loads coming on very gradually. A full ride assessment must wait until we can touch tires to city streets, but excursions over the track's curb cutouts were not especially jarring. Chevy versus Ford? Unless you drive NASCAR, that battle hardly seems worth watching. With this latest Evo now a player and Subaru's 300-horse WRX coming this year, the clash of the lion-hearted Lilliputians is the most entertaining game around.